I can do whatever the fuck I want without needing anyone's approval. That, to me, is true confidence. So no, I didn't betray what I stood for. At every point in my life, I lived in alignment with my truth. Before, I loved my flat chest, and now, I love my new chest. And if you're disappointed by my decision, I don't expect you to understand.
It was a decision that we made because we simply just wanted different things. You know, I moved back to the Philippines 2 months ago, and I just love the Philippines.
A month ago, I thought everything is perfect. And, what we had was a perfect relationship in every sense. And I felt so loved, understood, and respected throughout my relationship. I thought we were aligned on what we want for the future, our values, and everything, but it seemed like...
I think it was a dream starting YouTube and social media, getting up to 2 million followers on that account. But I'm excited for what's gonna come. I'm back home, the place I grew up, and yeah, I'm excited for what's next. I don't know if this...
We broke up. It happened really fast when I was in Manila. It happened very suddenly. I feel like it's some kind of universe intervention because I legit did not see it coming. A month ago, I thought everything is perfect. And, what we had was a perfect relationship in every sense. And I felt so loved, understood, and respected throughout. When I think about it, but I am doing okay. Like I said, it was really tough at time, and I did have to take a lot of time out from social media to sort through my emotions. But right now, I think I'm okay. I guess it was one of the hardest chores that I have to make this year.
You guys, we seriously need to talk about Clara Dao because this breakup saga has officially hit a new level of chaos, and not in a cute, cry-on-the-couch kind of way. We're talking relentless hate, messy TikToks, clapbacks, and comments that are honestly so wild, you'd think people were waiting in line just to roast her. Because just when it looked like Clara was trying to pick herself up after that super emotional breakup video, she dropped a new TikTok, lip-syncing to, "If you're done with your ex, move on to the next." And the internet absolutely lost it. It's giving whiplash. First she was crying, now she's flexing, and people are not having it. The comment section? Brutal. Like, next level brutal. And this isn't just about a breakup, nope. People are bringing everything back up. Her surgery, her past body positivity content, even old quotes where she said she'd never change her body. Now they're throwing those words right back at her and calling her a sellout. One comment literally said, "Maybe he prefers natural," under a post where she was visibly emotional. Like, what is going on?
Clara Dao was a body-positive influencer who has recently turned over a new leaf and become a huge, unlikable knob who betrayed her entire audience because, get this, she was bored.
So today, we're getting into all of it. The shift from flat-chest queen to influencer under fire, the relationship that fans claim changed her, and how Clara's own audience seems to be turning on her overnight. We're also going to talk about how TikTok has basically become a battlefield, and why people think her latest videos are full-on rage bait. Because the Clara Dao story isn't just about a breakup, it's about how quickly the internet can turn on someone they once praised, and how complicated things get when personal evolution meets public expectation. And trust me, the deeper you dig, the messier this gets. So let's rewind a little because the way this all started, it's actually kind of wild. So before all the breakup drama and chaotic TikTok clapbacks, Clara Dao was actually considered that girl when it came to confidence content. Like, we're talking viral status for being proudly flat-chested and unapologetic about it. She didn't just talk about body positivity.
This is Clara Dao, and she's known in her body positivity content specifically normalizing flat chests and being skinny.
She made it her entire brand. You'd see comments like "queen of self-love" and "the role model we needed" under every single post. She was out here saying things like, "I will never change my body for anyone," and "flat is beautiful." And honestly, people loved her for it. She wasn't just posting trendy content, she was building a whole community of girls who felt seen, supported, and maybe even a little more confident just because of her. And it worked. She went viral multiple times, her subscriber count skyrocketed, and she was basically the poster girl for natural beauty in a sea of cosmetic edits and filters. But here's the thing. When you build your entire online presence on not changing any shift, especially a major one, is going to hit hard. And that's exactly what happened. Fast forward to earlier this year, and suddenly, Clara pops up on social media with a visibly different look. People start noticing changes, like obvious ones. And it doesn't take long before she confirms it. She got surgery. And not just subtle work, but the kind of change that went completely against everything she used to say. This wasn't just, "I got bored and dyed my hair" energy.
Pretty standard content from videos like this. This is what she got popular for. This is the main thing that people know her for, and she would infiltrate people's For You pages with this body positive content. In a world full of horrible and nasty things, it's good every now and then to have just a purely positive space where somebody could spread the very positive and true message that every body type is worthy of love.
This was, "I spent years telling you to love your body exactly as it is, and now I'm changing mine" energy. And yeah, people felt betrayed. Like, deeply. Fans who once celebrated her now felt low-key manipulated. Some even called her a fraud. And it's not just random trolls. We're talking longtime supporters who said they felt gaslit. One of the top TikTok comments literally quoted her own words. "An unapologetic woman who has no intention of changing her body." Yikes. And while some people tried to defend her by saying she's allowed to change her mind, most weren't buying it. Because the issue wasn't just what she did, it was how she built her platform first, profiting off a message she no longer stands by. But as dramatic as all that sounds, it was just the beginning. Because things only got messier when her love life entered the picture. So after all the talk about body image and identity shifts, just when things were already on shaky ground, Clara Dao hit us with a breakup announcement. And let's just say, it did not land the way she probably expected it to. In her video, Clara looked devastated. Teary-eyed, soft voice, pouring her heart out about how she still loves him, how she believed they were soulmates, and how she didn't see it coming at all. She even said, "Maybe one day you'll feel what I felt." And that alone was enough to make people pause. Because it didn't sound like a peaceful, mutual parting. It sounded like heartbreak, confusion, and a whole lot of unresolved pain. But then, her ex, Javi, decided to post his own version of the breakup. And oh wow, it could not have been more different. He shows up shirtless, smiling, grinning the entire time, saying things like, "We've decided to part ways," with the energy of someone who just got out of a group project from you-know-where. And the internet immediately picked up on it. One viewer literally commented, "She's crying like it's a funeral and he's out here throwing a beach party." And honestly, they're not wrong. The tone mismatch was so obvious, it was almost uncomfortable to watch. Claire's video felt heavy, raw, and emotional. Javi's felt like he was low-key relieved, maybe even excited.
And as you can see from comments that were posted at the time of their release, not the recent ones, that's a very important distinction, most people were very appreciative of these videos being made. I'm sure many people watching right now, I have a mainly female audience, probably knew about this girl beforehand and, I don't know, took some solace in watching the video. This person even responded to their own comment half a year later saying that they're gonna cry because they got their confidence from Clara and now she's like that.
And it didn't take long before fans started speculating, was this even mutual? Or did Clara get blindsided? Some people even theorized that Javi might have been part of the reason she changed so much. Like maybe she shifted her content and image because of him. Maybe she felt pressure to look a certain way, act a certain way, just to hold on to the relationship. And now that it's over, she's left holding all the emotional baggage, while he's just chilling. The internet ran with that idea. And suddenly, it wasn't just about poor Clara, she got dumped. It became, wait, was this guy the catalyst for everything? The timing lined up too perfectly. The surgeries, the sudden brand switch, the emotional spirals, they all started happening around the same time she was deep into that relationship. And just when people started asking those questions, Clara posted something that would completely change the tone of the conversation, and not in the way you'd expect. So this is where things get brutal. Like, no mercy, brutal. Because while Clara was trying to navigate the breakup and maybe reclaim some confidence, the internet had already turned on her. And nowhere was that clearer than on TikTok. Her comments section, it became a war zone, the kind where every scroll brings another savage hit. People were dragging her, mocking her, and straight up clowning everything from her looks to her mindset. Under one of her more emotional breakup videos, someone wrote, "Should I cry or fart?" And it got thousands of likes. Yeah, that's the energy people are coming with. Another person commented, "He wants real lashes," while she was literally mid-video trying to process her emotions.
What does this person mean when they say that Clara is now like that? Well, that's what this video is about. Before we move on, I want to make it clear that this person has not been void of controversy until, like, these recent events. In fact, the very first introduction that I had to her a couple years back was a bad one, to say the least. My first impression of this lassie gave me the idea that she was just another one of these sort of vain, narcissist, weirdo, Black Mirror-esque TikTok influencers.
Someone else said, "Hot girl summer? Who said you were a hot girl, though?" And at this point, it wasn't even about the breakup anymore. It was about tearing her down, line by line, post by post, and it's not like these were coming from random haters either. A lot of these people were former fans, followers who used to support her, who cheered for her body-positive content, who once looked at Clara as their voice. And now, they were the ones leading the charge. They quoted her old content, threw her own captions back at her. Someone even stitched a video where she said she'd never change her body with her recent glow-up pics and added the caption, "Plot twist, she lied." And you could tell she was seeing it all, because right after that wave of hate, Clara posted a video lip-syncing to, "If you're done with your ex, move on to the next." No caption, no explanation, just that look of, "I see you and I don't care," or maybe pretending not to care. But the internet did care, and the second she posted that, the comments got even worse. People accused her of rage baiting, trying to play both the victim and the villain. One minute she's crying on camera, the next she's flexing her new body and giving the audience the metaphorical finger. And that's when people stopped seeing her as heartbroken and started seeing her as calculated. Because this wasn't just sad breakup content anymore. This was starting to look like a storyline. And the more Clara posted, the more people were convinced this whole thing wasn't just real emotions, it was strategy. And if that's true, then the next part of this story might explain why she flipped so fast. So after getting absolutely dragged in the comments, Clara could have stayed quiet, taken a break, logged off, maybe just let the storm pass. But instead, she doubled down. And that's when people started saying she wasn't just reacting, she was provoking. Because Clara didn't just clap back. She clapped back strategically. She posted a video mouthing the words, "Sorry, was I too confident in my own body?" with that classic sassy attitude. And the caption? Something along the lines of, "Who else should I be confident in if not myself?"
Obviously, I was not annoyed by the cause that she was trying to support here. I think that goes without saying, hopefully. What annoyed me is the same thing that annoys me about so many of these sort of weird Black Mirror-esque TikTokers. When something serious happens that affects a large group of people, they get the little phone out, they press record, they sit it on the table, they pull a couple sad faces, try their best to like muster some tears up and do the most obvious fake cry in the world like this girl's doing here.
Now that would have been empowering a few months ago, but in this context, fans took it as her taunting them, rubbing the transformation in their faces. And suddenly, the entire vibe shifted from, "Ouch, she's hurting," to, "Wait, is she trolling us now?" Then came another video, same energy. This time she lip-synced to, "I'm on to the next one," while dressed up and laughing. And while the casual viewer might think, okay, she's healing, the comment section didn't see it that way. They saw someone who was actively feeding off the controversy. Like she knew the hate would drive views, and she leaned into it. And to be honest, it worked. Her videos started going viral again. Not in a "we missed you" kind of way, but in a "look what she just did now" kind of way. People were stitching her posts, duetting them, reacting with shock, anger, sarcasm, you name it. And Clara? She kept posting, no apologies, no clarifications, just more videos that blurred the line between comeback and chaos. At this point, viewers started calling it rage baiting, a term used when influencers post controversial or triggering content to provoke emotional responses and boost engagement. And the sad part? It's kind of genius, because even if people are hating, they're still watching, and in the algorithm game, watch time is everything. But that also means the line between authenticity and manipulation gets super blurry. Is she actually expressing herself, or is she playing the audience? Some fans say she's lost touch with who she really is. Others think this is the real Clara finally coming out. Either way, it's clear something shifted.
It was this video that introduced me to her, for those interested.
Because this isn't the same girl who used to cry about her insecurities and preach self-love. This is someone who's turning heartbreak into content and comments into currency. But what if there's more to this shift than just strategy? What if someone else was pulling the strings behind the scenes? So here's where things take a turn. Because while everyone was focused on Clara's videos and her so-called rage bait, people started asking a deeper question. What if she didn't change on her own? What if the entire shift in her appearance, her attitude, and even her content was influenced? And of course, all fingers pointed to one person, Javi, her ex. See, if you go back and watch Clara's older videos before the relationship, her energy was totally different. Minimal makeup, soft edits, tons of affirmations, no flashy flexing, just pure self-love content. She had this very raw, grounded vibe. But once she got into that relationship, people started noticing a shift. And it wasn't subtle. The outfits got bolder, the captions got spicier, the confidence turned almost cocky. And then the surgery, which, by the way, happened while she was still with Javi. So naturally, fans started connecting the dots. Some even theorized that Clara changed because of him. Maybe he made a comment. Maybe he wanted her to look a certain way. Maybe she felt pressure to glow up just to keep the relationship exciting. We're not saying he demanded it. But sometimes influence is quiet. It's unspoken. And honestly, it happens more than people think. Now, to be fair, Clara did respond to these theories. In one video, she clapped back with the caption, "Not everything we do is for a man, babe." And sure, she has a point. Women don't need a man's approval to make decisions about their body. But still, people weren't fully convinced. Because the timeline, it's suspicious. All the major changes in her look and behavior lined up perfectly with the relationship. And the fact that Javi walked out of the breakup video smiling while Clara was in literal shambles, yeah, that didn't help his case. And here's the kicker. Some viewers actually think he changed her, didn't like the new version, and then dipped. Like, she rebranded herself to match his vibe, and then got left behind once he was done. It's a brutal theory, but one that honestly kind of fits. And now Clara's left with this new identity, a fractured fan base, and a reputation that keeps slipping. But what makes this all so much worse? It's not just about love or image, it's about betrayal. And not just from Javi, but from her own audience. And that's where things get really complicated. So if we're being honest, this wasn't just about Clara changing her appearance or going through a breakup. The real emotional fallout came from something deeper, and that's the betrayal her audience felt. Because for a lot of people, Clara wasn't just a content creator. She was a symbol, a voice, someone who gave them permission to love themselves as they were. And now, those same people feel like she flipped the script and left them behind. Her fan base, especially early on, was built around this idea that you didn't have to fix anything to be beautiful. Flat chest, small frame, no problem. She said it loud and clear, confidence comes from within. And that message hit hard for a lot of young women who never saw themselves represented.
That being too flat in particular should not disparage anybody from wearing the dress that they want to. So yeah, as you can see, the rabbit hole goes a lot deeper than body positivity, specifically just for flat chest. It goes with, every outlet of body positivity, which is a great thing. Body hair, facial features, skinniness, flat chests, flat bums, it don't matter. The whole point of this account right here is to spread the message that every body type is worthy of love, no matter how you look.
They didn't just watch her content, they felt seen by her. So when she posted her post-surgery reveal, it wasn't just, oh wow, she looks different. It was more like, wait, did she lie to us this whole time? And that question started to echo. Because if you're someone who found strength in her message, who maybe held off on changing yourself because of her encouragement, and then she turns around and does the very thing she swore she'd never do, that hurts. It feels like the rules changed and nobody told you. Some people even commented things like, "She built her brand on our insecurities, made money from our validation, then turned around and said, 'Never mind.'" And honestly, that's how it came across to a lot of viewers. Others brought up the fact that she didn't just get surgery, she announced it, made content around it, posted glowing edits about how good she feels now. And while that might be true for her, it hit like a slap in the face to the people who were still trying to feel okay in their natural bodies. The betrayal wasn't just in the decision, it was in how she delivered it. And when you pair that with the relationship drama, the clapbacks, and the sudden attitude shift, it's no surprise her followers started turning into critics. They weren't just disappointed, they were hurt. And when hurt festers online, it turns into rage. Memes, stitches, parodies, unsubscribes. But through all of this, one question remains. Can Clara Dao actually come back from this? Because the damage might already be done. So at this point, it's hard not to ask, is there any way Clara Dao comes back from this? Like, genuinely. Because we've seen influencers go through backlash before. We've seen apology videos, redemption arcs. I was in a dark place confessions. But what makes Clara's situation different is that the criticism isn't just about what she did. It's about who people thought she was. And now that illusion, it's shattered. For a lot of people, the trust is gone. They didn't just unfollow, they disconnected emotionally. And once the audience feels like they've been played, it's really hard to get them back. Even if Clara did a full 180, came out tomorrow with a tearful video saying she regrets it all, people still wouldn't buy it. Not because they're heartless, but because they feel like she already had her chance to be real. Some fans say it's too late, others think she could still redeem herself, but only if she steps away. Like a real break. Not a 3-day, I'll be back soon kind of pause, but a full-on digital detox. Because right now, every video she posts, no matter what the content is, gets instantly reframed as either manipulation, gaslighting, or desperation. And let's be honest, there's a part of the internet that loves to keep people in a box. They build you up, worship your authenticity, and the moment you step outside that narrative, they tear it all down. Clara's mistake wasn't just changing, it was not preparing her audience for that change. No soft rollout, no vulnerability, no explanation. Just boom, I'm different now. But still, if we strip away the comments, the backlash, the algorithm-driven hate, Clara is still a human being, someone who clearly struggled with identity, validation, and love. And whether you support her or not, it's obvious that this isn't just about clout. It's about someone trying to figure out who they are in real time, under the world's microscope. So can she come back from this? Maybe, but not as the girl she used to be. That chapter's closed. If there's a redemption arc coming, it's going to look very different, and it's going to take more than lip syncs and aesthetic edits to get people to believe again. But hey, stranger things have happened online. And Clara Dao, she's not done yet.